Trump launched a political offensive against Iran after 4 men linked to the Iranian Revolutionary Guard were captured in Kuwait in an operation that ended in an armed confrontation. This Tuesday, May 12th, the group, according to Kuwaiti authorities, tried to infiltrate Bubiyan Island to carry out hostile acts against Kuwaiti territory, but ended up being intercepted by local forces. The Kuwaiti soldier was injured and the case hit Tehran like a bomb because it handed Trump a powerful argument. While the Iranian regime talks about negotiations and tries to buy time, its agents show up on a strategic Gulf island, accused of secretly acting against a nation allied with the United States. I'll tell you all about it in a moment, but right now you'll want to be subscribed to the channel to stay well informed. Real-time information with the highest quality journalism, the Milson Alves standard of credibility. Kuwait treated the case as a direct violation of its sovereignty, summoned the Iranian ambassador, and demanded that the regime immediately stop hostile actions. The message was harsh because Bubiyan Island is not just any area. It is in a strategic position in the Gulf, has military importance, and is also linked to significant port projects, and that's where Trump takes the center of the board. While Iran tries to spread pressure through islands, militias, drones, missiles, and speedboats, Washington works to turn every Iranian mistake into a justification for force. The arrest of these men in Kuwait gives Trump a concrete fact. It's not just talk about the Iranian threat. There are captured agents, a confession reported by local authorities, and a soldier wounded on the territory of a nation allied with the United States. For those involved, this opens up the possibility to toughen the response without needing to invent a pretext. The case occurs while Trump is considering new military options against Iran. Reports indicate that the White House discussed resuming escort operations in the Strait of Hormuz, and even targeting about 25% of the Iranian targets already mapped by the American military, but not yet attacked. The Revolutionary Guard tried to act quietly but ended up being exposed. According to the information released, 6 members were involved in the infiltration attempt, 4 were captured, and 2 managed to escape. The group reportedly arrived by boat, using the appearance of normal activity at sea to hide an attack mission. This method is typical of Iranian operations in the region. Minimal official footprint, use of proxy forces, political denial, and shifting the risk onto third parties. But this time, the plan ended in arrest and a public diplomatic protest. The suspicion hanging over these spies is even more serious because they might have been preparing not just a reconnaissance mission, but some clandestine attack against Kuwait or other neighboring nations. Precisely to turn fear into a bargaining chip. This is a method that Iran has used several times, acting through agents, militias, external cells, or hired criminals, denying direct involvement, and then trying to gain political advantage from the chaos. The United States Department of Justice itself stated in March 2026 that an agent linked to the Revolutionary Guard was convicted of terrorism and contract killing, after admitting that he had been sent to organize political assassinations and steal documents. In 2024, the same Department of Justice charged an Iranian operative with participating in a plot to surveil and assassinate Donald Trump and also an Iranian citizen critical of the regime in New York. In 2025, Azerbaijani authorities also said they had foiled a plot linked to the Quds force to assassinate a rabbi using local criminals to give Iran plausible deniability in the operation. That's why, when men associated with the Revolutionary Guard show up on a strategic island in Kuwait, accused of infiltration and hostile acts, Trump has a strong case for pressuring Tehran. The regime wouldn't just be seeking negotiation, but would be trying to create regional terror to come to the table with an advantage. The regional impact became even greater because the capture came along with another revelation. The United Arab Emirates had allegedly carried out secret attacks against Iran, including an offensive against a refinery on Lavan Island. The information was published by the Wall Street Journal and echoed by Reuters, with the note that Reuters was not able to independently verify everything. Even so, the news shows that some Gulf nations have stopped just complaining about Tehran and have started to respond directly, even if they don't admit everything publicly. This detail weighs against Iran because it shows operational isolation. Tehran thought it could intimidate its neighbors with missiles, drones, militias, and sabotage. Now it sees US allies reacting, arresting agents, summoning ambassadors, and according to reports, even attacking Iranian facilities. At the same time, there have been reports that Iranian aircraft have been moved out of Iran, including to bases in Pakistan, amid fears of new American attacks. This raises an uncomfortable question for any regional mediator. How can a nation publicly call for calm while helping Tehran preserve mediators? This doubt favors Trump because it reinforces the idea that part of the diplomacy around Iran works as a shield for the regime to buy time. Trump's recent statement about the Iranian attacks on a large American ship also shows the tone of the White House. He said that more than 100 missiles were fired at a US vessel and that all of them were shot down before reaching the target. Trump emphasized that the military personnel responsible for defense had only a few seconds to calculate the route, identify the threat, and authorize the interceptor launch. Because a mistake could mean the destruction of a strategic vessel worth billions of dollars and the death of many soldiers. In history, failed espionage operations have often changed the political climate before major decisions. In 1960, when the US U-2 spy plane was shot down over the Soviet Union, a diplomatic crisis erupted. Because Moscow was able to show the world concrete proof of American activity on its territory. Now, in the opposite direction, Kuwait alleges that agents linked to the Revolutionary Guard entered its island to prepare hostile acts. The difference is that, this time, Iran does not appear as a victim of espionage, but as the party accused of sending men in. This kind of evidence changes the debate because it moves from abstract suspicion to the realm of a political smoking gun. Examples from other nations show how the capture of agents can pave the way for strong responses. Israel has always treated infiltrations and cells supported by enemy regimes as a direct threat to its security. Saudi Arabia, when it faced attacks against energy facilities, began to demand more protection and regional coordination. The United Kingdom, after cases of foreign operations on its territory, toughened sanctions, expulsions of diplomats, and intelligence measures. For Trump, this scenario helps unite allies around the same conclusion. Iran does not back down with empty appeals. It backs down when it perceives strength, cost, and isolation. The Revolutionary Guard bet on discreet infiltration, but gave itself away. Now, Shock vetoed France with the letter S. While talking about a ceasefire, Tehran would be sending agents into neighboring territories. This is the point that opens political terror for the Iranian regime. I'm Milson Alves, an international affairs specialist, and my purpose is to keep you well informed with the truth every day. The news links are in the video description. Like this video, subscribe, and check the comments at the end to engage more with the Milson Alves community.